Hey guys, it's been a while. I mean, it hasn't really, it's only been a couple days, but it feels like a while. I guess what I mean is it's been a while since I made a video like this, where I just talk to you again, like an old friend. Because as I've said to you before on this channel, I consider all of my subscribers to be just that. I'm in a little mountain town at the moment called Tepoztlan in Mexico, and it's so peaceful here. Just sat in this churchyard at the moment, and I can see mountains over there, more mountains over there as well. It's beautiful. And it got me thinking that if you have a goal in your life that you're serious about, and furthermore it's a goal that is authentically yours as well, you know, one that you've come up with after stripping back all the layers of societal conditioning and doing that deep inner work, asking yourself those difficult questions and arriving at a mission that genuinely feels purposeful to you, then I don't think there's any better way to make progress with something like that than to come to a little mountain town by yourself, cut out all distractions and vices for just 1 month, because the progress that you will make will change the course of your life forever. It's always the same for me as well. When I have these periods in life of solitude, not loneliness, there's a difference between loneliness and solitude, but when I have these... Sorry about that, my SD card was full, so the recording stopped. But as I was saying, it's always these periods of solitude where I'm able to really get in touch with myself and what I truly want. It's so helpful. What you guys didn't see was the approximately 10 or 15 minutes that I kept talking before I noticed that my camera died. So I'm just trying to think now about all the things that I talked about that I'd like to revisit. I was talking about perfectionism and how if you have a really difficult goal that you're chasing, it's easy to get stuck in the trap of thinking that you have to do it perfectly and that anything less than that is just a waste. But it's just another excuse that your mind comes up with as a reason not to try, because you're never going to be perfect. Just full stop. And especially not at the new things that you try. But how you become competent and gain the confidence to continue down the path is just by trying and learning as you go. Because you can learn all the theory and read all the books and watch the videos on how to do something. Maybe it's starting a business or writing a book or producing something creative. But until you actually start walking that path yourself and learning from experience, then you're never going to get there. And a lot of people who grew up perfectionists, and you know, maybe there's reasons for that back to your childhood. It's something that you can figure out or not if you don't want to. Doesn't matter, ultimately. The past doesn't exist, just as much as the future doesn't. So why let it hold you back? But anyway, if you grew up with a perfectionist nature and it's something that's you still feel like it's got its hooks in you now, the best advice I can give you is to just take the smallest possible step that you can and be okay with it not being perfect. I've got a friend at the moment who wants to start his own business. In fact, I've got a few friends who want to start their own business, who have seen what I'm doing with mine and been inspired by that and asked me for advice, which I'm always more than happy to give. And this is one of the biggest things that I see them struggling with, is a lack of confidence in their own ability to figure shit out as they go. And it's a skill that you do have to learn, especially in business, where, I mean, the whole process of starting a business is very daunting, especially if you're doing something kind of B2B and working with, you know, serious people, these business owners in their suits and their ties who take life and themselves very seriously, and they expect you to do the same as well. You can start to get a lot of doubt of whether you're actually capable, and, you know, especially if you've never had a client before. I mean, that's a huge mental roadblock to have. You sign somebody and then, oh my God, what do I do now? What if I can't actually do what I told them that I could? And what I said to one of my friends when he asked me this was, well, do you trust that you will try your hardest to make this work? And he said, well, yeah, I suppose so. And that was the answer that he needed, because, oh, there's something eating me. That's not very nice. There's a lot of insects here in Mexico. But yeah, you might not have full confidence in your ability to do the things that you say that you're going to do perfectly straight away. But if you do have confidence in your ability to try your absolute hardest to make it work and not stop at anything less than success, then that's the only guarantee that you need. And you can get a hell of a lot done, a hell of a lot more than you think you can. Because we're all capable of so much. It's just most of us don't realise that. A lot of people, they don't allow themselves to dream. And I'm not talking about the types of dreams that society hands to you. You know, the dream to be rich, the dream to get that promotion or get a mortgage. I'm talking about the dreams of your soul, the dreams that you only dared to let yourself dream as a little child. The big lie that we're told is that we have to grow up. And to some extent we do, but growing up doesn't mean becoming overly serious and abandoning the dreams that we had as children. It's just about gaining the power, I suppose, the discipline to actually chase those dreams with purpose and make them a reality. So if you could just indulge me for a second and allow yourself to think about what it is that you really, truly want. Pretend that you are God and that you have no limitations. Put into words the thoughts that come to mind that seem even silly to contemplate. What would you do? What kind of person would you be? What kind of person would you have to become in order to achieve those dreams? Anything is possible. If you're disciplined with where you put your focus and your attention. Because these are the two things that we always have ultimate control over. And so much of our focus and attention is stolen from us these days. Our attention. Excuse me, sir. Do you mind? So much of our attention and focus is stolen from us these days because it's literally become a product. It has value. Why do you think that all of these apps like Instagram and Facebook and TikTok, these products that have literally cured human boredom? Wow. Do you know how valuable that is? Do you know how many gold and silver talents that an ancient king would have paid for such technology? And yet it's free. Sir, honestly, so much beeping. Not necessary. But yeah, why do you think it's free? Why do you think they give you this technology for free? It's because you are the product. Your focus and attention is what the advertisers who use these platforms to sell you things pay for. And I guarantee now with the internet that any dream that you have, whatever your dream life may be, you can find somebody out there that's living it. And you can reverse engineer the exact steps that they took to get there. You can see where they put their focus and attention and what they did with it. And you can replicate that. Now, it's not easy. You have to want it really badly. And then, paradoxically, you also have to detach yourself from the wanting it. And just focus on the small steps and actions you do on a day-to-day that will get you there. Alright, that's all for today, guys. Hope you're having a peaceful day. And I hope you have a think about what your dreams really are. And perhaps even indulge yourself a little bit. Allow yourself to think about what changes you might have to make to get there. You don't have to commit to anything. It's just a thought experiment. All right, see you later. Oh yeah, and just to give you guys a little business update, I signed another client yesterday. So that's 4 now in the last couple of weeks. We're only just getting started. I'm going to use this money to do a lot of cool stuff.